Hello, welcome back to another Tote Stable Tour. Today we're just on the outside of Milton Keynes to come see Stuart Edmunds, a trainer we have visited previously, but he's got a nice horse on his hands now, Miami Magic, who's heading for the Cheltenham Festival and might take in the Topham Chase on the way. Come along as we get some horses to follow for the spring from Stuart's stable. They could be featuring the likes of Cheltenham and Aintree, and even in the Scottish tracks in Kelso and Ayr. If you are enjoying the Tote Stable Tours, be sure to drop a like. Leave a comment who do you want us to go and see, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our stable tour videos.
Hey look, we have about 42 horses in, some new owners, nice owners. You know, you get a turnaround of horses every year, which you need, to be honest, to try and refresh. But facilities are pretty much the same. We've done a bit more drainage on one of the gallops, that's pretty much it. But facilities are about the same. Yeah, it's all been going quite well, to be honest with you. Brilliant. We're probably ahead of schedule from last year for winners. No, it's going good.
And we're here in January, it's quite bleak, but you get started early doors, do you?
Hey look, you have to get going early because we're still not finished until about 12, 1 o'clock riding out, you know. And also I'm going racing today at 10, I'm going leaving for Plumpton, so I like to see as much as I can before we go. Look, they can see in the dark.
Do you go racing often?
I try and go all the time, especially if there's owners. I think you owe it to them to go racing if there's owners. Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, like, I'm the least capable rider now because I've got a bit portly and a bit old. I do still ride out, but I'd ride as least as most people now, so I'm probably better off driving the lorry. And once I've overseen the initial things, done the entries, decks and that sort of thing. As long as it's not too early, I'll try and go. Yeah.
And I've come here to sort of get a few spring horses to follow for the festivals and stuff, which we'll get into later with the individuals. But are you quite excited about the prospect of having, you know, runners at the big festivals in the spring?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, look, Miami Magic's obviously quite exciting. He has an entry. We're entering this morning for Sandown for the Scilly Isles. But do we want to go if it's absolutely bottomless? I'm not sure. We'll have to have that discussion with the owners. You know, you can easily leave the rest of the season at home by running there in bottomless ground. So we'll see. We'll evaluate that as the week goes on. See what else is in, to be honest, as well. Sometimes it leads you to where you want to go.
As you alluded to there, 17 winners and 18% strike rate so far. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, well, that's been let down, to be honest with you, in the last 10 days. So it was 20% for a long time. So, yeah, I think that's what you can try and do, is keep the strike rate reasonable, you know? Yeah.
And Charlie Hammond's your stable jockey now, but who else would you use as well?
Look, we use Harry Reid. He's a good lad. He's very consistent. He's a good lad. He comes in and rides out. Murray Dodd comes in a bit. He's at Venetia's now. He rides one in a bumper for me tomorrow. He's a good lad. So that's pretty much it, really, to be honest with you.
And I think we touched on it in the last one, but we will again. You did have a Cheltenham Festival winner back in 2017.
Yeah, it seems a long time ago now. There's no good resting on your laurels, is it? So you've got to try and have another one. I've got a nice horse here called Horantzau. He's had a few problems. He can break a blood vessel or two. And whether I aim him at the Kinmure might well do. He did run in the National 2 years ago. No, last year. And
Michael Keedys.
Yeah, didn't quite get home. He's come here now. So I might just run him there, and then I'm tempted to run him in the Topham.
He wasn't on my list. How long have you had him?
I've had him for a while now. He came to me in the autumn last year, but he'd broken a blood vessel on his last run, so we've been just steady cantering. So we've built up a lot of fitness, base core fitness, without going quick, trying to protect the lungs. And he hates really, really soft ground. So we've just made the decision to not even try and get him ready for the depths of the winter. Try and go for the spring. I mean, he's still rated 140. So I think he's all right. Like he still shows a lot of mojo. He worked. To be honest, the first time he got out of a canter for us was last Saturday, and he just did it very easily. I mean, he's obviously got a bit of class about him. Whether Mr. Mullins has had the best of him, quite possibly so, but we'll give it a go.
Would you be afraid to send him there first time, or?
No, I wouldn't. No, I'll probably take him for an away day before. I don't think with those horses that break blood vessels, you can't go too many times. Quite often your first time is your best time. So you've got to get them ready for the first time. Yeah.
And Gina Andrews rode your last festival with her. Would you ring her up and ask her if she
I
wanted
tried to,
go?
but like she's fairly popular now. So yeah, we'll have to see who comes along. But yeah, see how we go. We've got quite a nice bumper horse. Potentially will run at Exeter on Wednesday if it's on. Horse called Marsh Blashney, a Mars Marvel gelding. JD Moore bought him at the sales for us in the spring, and he seems to be a nice horse. I'll be disappointed if he's not a nice horse. I'd say, look, I did have him entered in that junior, that 4-year-old bumper at Cheltenham on New Year's Day, but I just felt good ground was a bit quick for him. He's a very big topped, lovely potential, nice horse. So I just didn't want to run him on that ground that day. So I've probably looked heavy. It's going to potentially be heavy at Exeter on Wednesday, if it's on, which likewise probably not ideal, but at least it's safer.
You'll have a future jumping fences then?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a fine big horse. He's out this lot actually. I say that Marsh Blashney at the minute, he's cantering around the carpet. Here he comes, in the dark.
Oh, so is it like a full square then? The
Full
carpet?
sort of egg shape, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4.5 round.
That's the bumper horse you're on
Yeah,
about?
he might run at Exeter on. Yeah, I like him.
He looks nice.
Yeah, he's a big chestnut horse with a big white face, similar to Miami Magic actually, but he's a nice horse.
So Miami Magic became your stable star last season. He's placed in a Grade 1 and placed in a Grade 2, and he managed to win a couple of hurdle races. He's gone chasing since.
Yes.
How do you think he's taken to fences?
First opinion at Utoxeter, not very good, to be honest with you. He went to the first, he screwed, I think potentially twisted and hurt himself. He pulled up and he wasn't sound for a few days afterwards. Did a bit of investigating, SI in his backside, sacroiliac joint, so he had a bit of help with that. Touch wood. Then I think the run at Kempton was much improved, over 2-2. And again, but I think he just needed a bit of confidence, to be honest with you. He's a bit slow. And then he really has transformed himself. I think he's just built up, because we've medicated that SI, he's now got a much bigger muscle mass on his backside. He's very happy now, and he ran very well at Cheltenham, didn't he? Jumped like a bunny. Charlie committed him to his obstacles, probably a bit more than we had before. Can still be a little bit slower away if he gets in tight, but like that was a good performance. As I say, he's entered in the Silly Isles, but we'll have to just take a view on the ground. I think I don't really want to bottom him on proper heavy ground, you know.
And the race he won at Cheltenham seems to be a fair piece of form. He took a good scalp in Regent Stroll, and he's got course form now, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the main reason for going there, to be honest, to have a sighter to go back there for the novice handicap. Is it the Jack Richards? At the festival. Just to see if he coped with the undulation, because mainly with us he'd only ever run on flat tracks, so obviously he did. So.
I don't think you have entered him in the Brown Advisory of the Arkle, so it will be the novice handicap if he does go.
Yeah.
So you don't fancy taking him in the Grade 1?
Not there. Not there. He might go to Aintree over 3. That's the thought in the novice, in the good novice.
A lot of good horses have run over 2.5 at the festival. I think of Lost in Translation, who went and won the Mile of May, the race you're into at Aintree.
Yeah, exactly. That could well be an option, you know. There are 2 handicaps at Cheltenham. There's the open handicap as well. So we have got him got that in mind as well now, because having run 4 times if we run this time.
However, sort of this season pans out, then you see him running over 3 miles next year.
I can see, yeah, most definitely, yeah. I mean, he showed plenty of speed over hurdles, but look, he seems to stay as well. He's got touch wood. He's good in his wind. Yes, I think probably stepping him up in trip. It's a fraction slower. Just gave him a bit more chance at his fences as well.
And you've had some good horses on your hands over the years. How good's this one?
I think he's very good. Yeah, he is very good. Yeah, like he's got a great mind. He's got a lot of scope. He's a big horse. Yeah, look, we'll see, won't we?
Bubble Dubby was going to run in a good handicap hurdle at Windsor, but he didn't go to plan there. What's your spring plans with him?
Look, he'll probably go to Newbury. What's the big handicap there in a minute? 2 weeks.
William Hill Hurdle.
You're quite right, yeah. We'll probably go there. And then, yeah, we'll have a look then.
The handicap took a fair view of that Aintree race. off the back of a layoff. It was some training performance.
Well, look, he's quite a good horse. You can't go without horses, can you? Look, he'd had a few problems. He'd had a leg injury. He'd had a hind suspensory injury. So I think potentially the time off helped the hind suspensories as well. Look, he's quite a nice horse. We've always thought quite a lot of him. Yeah.
Why do you think that happened at Windsor? Did he get a bit...
He just got a bit lit up. I mean, Charlie says that the Channel 4 camera was chasing him down there a bit, and he's adamant that didn't help. But he sort of tried to put his head over the rail just to slow him down. He can be keen. He tried to put his head over the rail to steady him up a bit, and he half took it on and slipped up. So, look, it's one of them things.
I suppose you'll find out more at Newbury, but if he's got Aintree form as well, you'll be looking at that for
exactly.
national.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good 2 mile handicap round there. I mean, we have won the boys' race round there before with Roland Ward. Quite whether he's a boys' ride, he'd want to be a fair lad to ride him. He's quite keen.
Sturgeon's been a promising novice hurdler this year.
Yeah, he was good. First time at Leicester, very good. Second time at Doncaster, I think it was a very deep novice hurdle. Ground was a bit quick for him there, to be honest with you. Then I blame myself. Fontwell the other day, I probably shouldn't have run him. He's quite a fresh horse at home, and I went back with him too quick. Now, whether he quite didn't get the 2.5, he'd probably go Sandown next weekend in a decent novice.
He got put down £4 for that Fontwell run.
Yeah, well, good on him.
Yeah, he should be competitive then next time.
We might have a little plan for him.
Do you care to share your plan?
You might get a Kelso. What's the race in Kelso? The good handicap up there at the end of the month, end of Feb.
The Moor Battle.
Yeah. So that's where he might go.
It's a good prize money for that.
Exactly, 100 grand.
And I suppose if you can go well in that sort of race, you're looking at a county hurdle maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Look, he's a very keen horse, so he needs to be dropped in. But yes, he is a nice horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Will he have a future over fences as well?
Big enough. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and he's brave. And he should be fine.
Outer Banks, I hear there might be a bit of a plan here for the Temps final. Maybe if you can get him in.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't run him at Warwick in a qualifier because the ground was a bit quick for him. He's entered it, but just not in a Temps qualifier at Exeter on Wednesday. He's declared to go there, but whether that's on or not, he reshot himself of all things in the summer when he first came back into work and stuck the nail right in the sole of his foot, and it was touch and go. He touched the pedal bone, and pedal bone had an infection. But we've got all that right now, so it's took a bit of time to get him back, but he is a nice horse. Yeah.
He's off 114 after being put up £8 for that Weatherby run.
Yeah, look, he's not very high rated at the minute, but if you look at the horse he beat at Weatherby, okay, it ran through the rails at the last, but then that finished a very close second at Sandown in the EBF final of Maxwell's.
And speaking to Charlie, he's got a fair bit of belief in this horse that he's better than that sort of mark.
I think he is, yeah. Yeah, I think he's a nice horse.
Westbrook Boy was a handsome bumper winner at Huntingdon earlier this year.
Yeah, he is. Look, we've always liked him. By Nathaniel, I quite like the Nathaniels. He has an entry. He goes to Chepstow in a bumper tomorrow. I put him in against the older horses. I hope I haven't made a mistake there. Put him against the older horses to negate his penalty a little bit. Then I've got another nice bumper horse that goes to, hopefully if Exeter's on, Mars Blasney, 4-year-old. So I've sort of split them up a bit. He goes to Exeter on Wednesday if it's on. If not, we'll have to reroute him potentially to Carlisle the following week.
And would you be one that likes to go in the good bumpers with bumper winners, or?
Look, I'm not renowned for having bumper winners, but if you look through them, there's very few of them disgrace themselves. Use them as an education, I think, more than rev the heads off them to go and win a bumper. And I think if you look back at most of my horses that haven't won a bumper later on in their career, do you think they could have won a bumper on their latter form? Probably not. But they normally go there reasonably educated, do their job and learn a bit more.
An exciting mare that I thought was well treated was Crystal Spring, whose form's been franked recently.
Yeah, we bought her as a store by Crystal Ocean at Doncaster. Quite liked her. Some guys come in the yard and decide to buy her. Yeah, the form keeps getting franked, to be honest. We ran her at Ludlow. We had a thought that she wouldn't like soft ground. But we hadn't tried her out. I ran her at Ludlow in soft ground. She absolutely hated it. So she's had a holiday. She's qualified for the EBF final, the mares EBF final, and she's qualified for the Challenger final as well for the mares. So she'll wait now for the spring.
Paper Miller, I thought was a promising chaser. He sort of bombed out at Tote that went favourite at the weekend.
Yeah, he did bomb out completely. Charlie took him down, he took him down to the start on the all-weather strip. He towed him down to the start. As soon as he jumped off in that really, really soft ground, it was pluggy old ground, he never went a yard, so I just put it down to the ground.
And I wouldn't give up on him because his last Tote run was pretty smart.
Yeah, it was smart. Yeah, no, he's a lovely horse. He's come to me out the point field. But no, he's grand, but I'd put it down to the ground.
And he'll still have his novice status for the rest of this year, I think.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So would you look at opportunities there, maybe?
Maybe. I think he's a staying handicap chaser is probably his thing. Yeah. We had potentially looked at the Ida after Utoxter, but, is that going to be pluggy old ground? And he probably won't, probably to replan now, I think.
A nice horse, Jury's In, I think could be one of your best novice hurdlers. He's been given an opening mark of 116 after running in 2 good novice hurdles.
Yeah, I think the novice hurdlers have been good and they've been very strong. I mean, Starzan's obviously quite a talented horse, won his first one. He's a difficult horse to keep weight on. I had got him in at Leicester this week, but he's not going to go. We're going to give him another 10 days. But yeah, I think he is quite a nice horse. Again, we're going to get him qualified for the EBF final and see where we go from there.
Yeah. Is he one that could be a chase down the line as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's a lovely big horse. Yeah, he won his Irish Point. Yeah, he's just a funny horse. I mean, majority of my horses I have trouble getting weight off him, but he's always quite a light horse. He doesn't appear to whittle or worry, but obviously there's something in him that you struggle to just keep the weight on.
Do you think that's a fair comment if I said he was your sort of best novice hurdler this season?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, he doesn't show an awful lot at home. He loves soft ground. And he'll probably improve for 3 mile.
With Miami Magic, you were testing him in grade 1s last year.
Yep.
How does he sort of compare to him?
Probably different. He's not as quick, but at this stage, he'd give you more of a staying feel. Definitely. So you just have to nurse him a little bit. Because he just doesn't. It's not a thriver. Let's put it that way.
I think both his runs were at Foss last. Does that indicate he likes soft ground?
Purely and simply for the ground, yeah. We went there for the ground, yeah. He really does like the soft.
Illich is a nice horse that went close on Saturday at Doncaster and he's owned by the racing club. First of all, tell us how we can get involved with that and then tell us about Illich.
The racing club, that's 240, I think, £240 a month, and that includes 3 horses. So we've got Illich that just got beat the other day. He is going to go down and have a little tighten up of his wind on Wednesday, because Charlie just felt that all the way from the back of the second last his wind was just catching him out a bit. But look, he's a great horse. For a racing club he's very consistent. So that's him. Code Talker, he's also in the racing club. He won at Fakenham 2 runs back and then ran a very solid race at Utoxter on Saturday. Finished 3rd. And then we've got a nice little mare actually. Blue Marvel, you're right. Yeah, by Mass Marvel, you got it right. We use the Molly all the time. She was Molly for ages. She's a nice little mare. She needs a handicap mark, but she'll be very competitive once she gets a mark. So the racing club, we try and put competitive horses in. Who wants to go to the races and be tailed off and out the back? Nobody does. I don't want it, and I don't want owners to have it. So if we have one that doesn't come up to scratch, we normally got one about somewhere we can put in the racing club.
And Illich bumped into one on Saturday, a horse that was racking up a 4-time and a proper stayer.
Yeah, there. We could have not helped ourselves too much because I think we pulled 17 lengths clear of the 3rd. But like Joe Tizard's horse, just probably outstayed us, and I think we just could improve for a little bit, tighten up with the wind. So he's going down on Wednesday. And that was his first time over 3 miles, I suppose. Yeah, it was. Yeah, he'd been running in point to points and hadn't really got the trip potentially in points, but he settled well in. And the ground was quite soft, so we were trying 2 different things. But he's just a likeable horse and competitive.
A horse that we saw working this morning, Magical King, he's won a hurdles race and he's gone in 2 chases this year, but you said he might be a bit soft. Yeah, he is. He's just a bit polite, probably a bit more polite than is probably a nicer way of putting it. He'd rather say, you come first. But we have schooled him in a pair of blinkers, and that properly seemed to make a man of him the other day. So he might go to Kempton week today in a 3 mile handicap chase, so he might go there, yeah. And he's only 7, and I suppose he's still unexposed over fences. Yeah, he is unexposed, and if you had to buy a horse every day of the week, he is the correct model, of a beautiful model of a horse. As I say, he's just a bit polite, but he's manning up. And the final one I earmarked was Thoughts Are Things, that had some decent form. And he's off 109, but you said has a little bit of a setback.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a setback in his last run. He just chipped a bone in his knee, so he's had a screw in his knee. He is back in work now with a view to running in the spring. I do have a little bit of a plan. I might try and get him qualified for that Worcester. I wouldn't run him all the way through the summer, but I might try and qualify him at Worcester early for then their good handicap final at the end in the autumn. So yeah, he's a grand horse today. He just had a bit of a setback, but he's fine. He's had a screw in his knee. He's fine now. He's trotting about. He's good.
Has Arizona Cardinal been retired?
No, he hasn't been retired. No, he's in and he's cantering. Now we will make a decision in the next 2 or 3 weeks as to whether we go forward this year, to potentially go back to the Topham or something. If not, he damaged a suspensory very late on, about 3 days before the Topham last year. So we'll make a decision in the next few weeks whether we crack on this season, or whether we just tiddle away, just keep him in good condition, and then train him next year. I half have a plan that I might go hunter chasing with him the following year, and then run him in the fox hunters at Aintree. But I have these harebrained schemes and they don't always come off.
So this is Bluegrass. He's owned by Diana Gardner, who is the same owner as my ROR Gentleman at Arms. He came from us from Aidan O'Brien's. He was third in the Dante. He had a good juvenile hurdle season. Then he fractured his pastern with me on the gallops, and luckily we were able to pull him up quick enough, and he's got 5 screws in his pastern, just there. He had about 6 months off, he's made a full recovery, and he's so consistent. If the ground's good and he gets in a good, he's the toughest horse in a finish. Some people say he's a bit soft, but he's just a lovely, lovely horse.
Have you got any targets for him in the spring?
There's a race for quite good money at Fakenham that he won last year. I think it's like the Silver Trophy or something at Fakenham. It's on Gold Cup Day. He won it last year, so that is the aim. Sort of good ground, small fields is his forte, really.
Do you think he's well treated off his handicap mark?
He actually went up 1 the other day, so depends, really. I think he's well treated in a small field, a big field, not so much.
Got to find the right race.
Yeah.